have some good news talk now.
Thank goodness.
Okay.
Good news.
Yeah, so an Arkansas's cancer clinic owner has forgiven nearly $650,000 in unpaid bills from about 200 patients.
Oh my God.
They don't need money?
So he says that he talked to his wife and they looked at what they had because they had already closed their practice and they were working with a billing company or like billing collector company to try to get this money that it was owed to the clinic since he had closed in March. But when he found out that people just genuinely were unable to pay, he talked to his wife, they looked at what they had, and they were like, you know what, we can afford this, like, just forgive it.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Can you imagine that feeling of like having this looming debt and you're like, fuck, and probably everything else in life, you probably have a bunch of looming debt, and then you get this letter saying you've been forgiven? Oh, I think I would fucking
That's like being able to fart. And you're at a fancy event.
Oh, yeah.
And you're holding it and you're trying to be all proper and shit. And then,
You've never farted at a fancy event?
no, but then the music goes loud and everyone's clapping and you go, and you're like, thank God. Oh, thank God.
Open your butt cheeks a little bit.
No, see, I can't do it silently.
Yeah.
Girls got a talent.
You should wear a thong and then fart, and then it splits it in half.
Dude,
I feel like girls train their whole lives to like be able to fart, but like secretly.
Oh yeah, I just did it right now.
Or, dude, if you do it during like a Fast and the Furious movie, you can fart the entire time.
Because the brrr,
Everything's going off, dude.
skills.
You can take a shit in your lap and nobody will know.
See, I never trained that skill.
How does it go into your lap?
Yeah,
You don't know how
it goes around.
you don't know how balls work actually. If you are really gonna diarrhea pretty hard, your balls can sometimes act as
The consistency.
and it all just kind of comes up and out on the top of the legs. Yeah, it's a whole bitch.
While you're in a toilet or like...
No. While you're sitting on a chair, yeah.
Yeah, it's
If
like
you
gargling.
really fuck up.
with the tonsil, it's like,
Man, I wish I had balls.
No, you don't.
it does that.
Crazy. So,
Nah, they're good at it.
so the week of Christmas, around 200 of his former patients received a holiday greeting card that read, it said, "I hope this note finds you well. The Arkansas Cancer Clinic was proud to serve you as a patient. Although various health insurances pay most of the bills for a majority of patients, even the deductibles and co-pays can be burdensome.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, that is the way our healthcare system currently works. Arkansas's Cancer Clinic is closing its practice after over 29 years of dedicated service to the community. The clinic has decided to forego all balances owed to the clinic by its patients. Happy holidays."
That's amazing.
Did they get any feedback from anyone?
Not that I know of, actually.
Imagine nobody said a damn thing. They're like,
Awesome.
Yeah.
fuck, I think something.
I thought we did a good thing.
What if the people that they sent it to already dead?
Oh fuck, I was hoping.
No, so now he's a professor at the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences in Little Rock. And
So he gave up his practice and now he's teaching?
he's teaching, but he also has 4 children, all of whom are either doctors or studying to become doctors.
Is this full Asian or something?
Oh, Indian?
Indian? That counts.
yeah.
That counts.
That is such a beautiful gesture, man. Like, and it's so sad that we all go, wow, because it's so fucking rare. Like,
Well, now
that's
I know
sad.
the real motive why he did it. Because now he can always hold that over the head of his children.
Oh, like,
Like,
you'll
you know what your
never-
fucking dad did?
You'll
I for
never.
650 grand, I was like, fuck that shit. That's how dope I am.
Wouldn't that be cool if they did that with student loans? All these people, I feel so bad.
Yeah, I want to see a university president come out and go, you know what? Forgive.
Yeah, but think about all those student loan lenders.
Yeah, think about the lenders.
The government?
Yeah, exactly.
All the banks that I'm invested in.
Yeah.
Don't fail, banks. I need more money.
But yeah, so this doctor who said, "Since I started practicing, I've always been rather uncomfortable with sick patients, not only having to worry about their own health and quality of life and their longevity and their
That is a weird
families and their
business.
jobs, but also money.
Such a
You
weird
add
business.
it to the absolute devastation that the coronavirus pandemic has wrought, and you thank God that we're fairly comfortable and that this is something we could at least do to help the community."
Damn.
It's a crazy weird business. Like the place that I go to get rapid tests, they pretty much converted the whole urgent care place to just do rapid tests.
Because it makes the most money.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, $150 per person, and it looks like they can do like 10 people an hour.
And they don't take insurance.
yeah, so it's all
only
cash. So it's like $1,500 an hour, times, I don't know how long they're open, at least 10 hours, like 15 G's a day.
Like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Yeah, so maybe 12 or more than 15 G's a day. And I'm like, are they doing this to serve the community, or are they doing it to make hella money? You know, it's just, I don't know.
Because you could do the government tests right now for free and the home kits. Everything's free. It's just if you want it done right now, it's crazy.
Yeah, there's this one university I recently read about. I forgot what it was, or like which university, but they have 11 vending machines for students to just go up and get their COVID test
For free or?
COVID kit. Yeah, for free.
Damn, see, that's when it comes to like public health and things like that, and necessities, I feel really weird about charging as a society. Like as a community, charging for someone to get better, the sick, like if we have the resources to do it, that feels like a basic human right. Now for extra shit, right? If you want like cosmetic surgery, or if you want things that like for beauty reasons or whatever, that makes sense to charge for that. Or like it's like getting a personal trainer for fitness or whatever, right? But then when it comes to like survival and basic needs, I don't know, man, that's so weird.
This is the great debate around our healthcare system.
Well, why does it have to be a debate?
Well, it has to be a debate.
No, but I mean, like, why does it have to, like what you're saying, it's like, it should just be something provided.
Yeah, not everyone sees it like that.
It's privatized right now, so doctors are paying an arm and a leg to go through all their medical school to get training. Now they have student loan debt, they got to pay that back. They have to make money somehow.
Yeah.
It's privatized. Or the government takes over all of the healthcare, but then everyone gets the same exact resources.
God forbid.
And sometimes they can squeeze, like how public schooling is, like not everyone gets the same level of education.
It could easily go the other way, where now all the doctors have the same attitude that DMV workers have. So it's like, I don't know, it's just on the same token, I agree with Joe. I feel like, the basic human health should be covered and something that we don't worry about. But then it's the system and structuring and creating the operational part of that that's extremely difficult. Because then I can also see a doctor coming out like, I studied my ass off. I was the best student in my high school, college, medical school. In my practice, I can see 1,000 patients a day and be that much of a benefit to society. Why am I getting paid the most as that shitty doctor or getting paid the same as that shitty doctor across the street? So then it becomes a debate. Oh, it should be privatized and they should be in control.
Yeah, because I'm just making an emotional point, right? Like I feel that it should be a certain way. But then when we get into the logistics of it, it becomes so fucking complicated.
But to me, okay, look, it's called Medicare for All. I think it makes sense, right? Like, you look at Congress, you look at our senators, everybody. They all have like the fucking best healthcare in the world.
They all have like their own private ones.
Right, but they have like the fucking like highest echelon of that.
Yes.
Why can't we just give that to everybody? And yes, maybe it is going to be very expensive, okay? But they don't seem to have a problem paying for a lot of things that are very expensive. True. So why not do something for us for once?
True.
And that's why I'm into it.
And it's good in my opinion, I think it's good for the economy to have a long living consumer base. But what's not beneficial to them and the lobbyists and everyone that's benefiting immediately is the pharmaceutical companies. They get paid by people being sick. Yeah. And if you have
treatments,
good, healthy human beings in your country that are consuming medicine and all that stuff, you don't have that much of a medical industry.
Yeah.
So because of that reason, when money gets involved and all that corruption is involved and a lot of people are getting paid, they don't want to let go of that cash cow. So I think that's the issue. But then my whole point is like, I don't know. I think long-term wise, to build a good, strong, long-term nation, you do need healthy citizens.
Yeah.
Did you see, I think it was Indonesia, that they're going to be giving the vaccine, the COVID vaccine, to working adults before they give it to the elderly?
I mean, because they're like more like in the public and necessary.
I just think that during a pandemic, you could have done this so easily. You're talking about the debate, right? Like, we have to do a debate. Well, everyone's scared shitless about healthcare, especially during a pandemic. Send the bill into Congress every fucking week. I want to know the names of the people who say no to Medicare for All. You give me those names every week that you guys send the bill in, who says no. And just keep fucking doing it, because these assholes will have to do something eventually.
Yep. Well, here's the thing, right? Is like they're more likely. So the stimulus bills and the money that they're printing so people could pay their bills and stuff, right? Well, the recent one came out, and you know they did the math, and it's only like $600 per person. I think Trump made it 1,000 or two now, or
2,000.
something.
Can do 2,000,
Right.
but I don't know if that got passed.
Well, no, the Republicans stopped it in the Senate, and then now Joe Biden says he's going to do it. So
Right. So the thing is, even at 2,000, right? It's not a lot of it's still going to things that are like, why? Like if you see where it's going to, you're like, how the fuck did this company get it? Or like this foundation, or like we found out that we're giving it to foreign nations. I think like, was it Israel, or like different countries are getting
which
it.
ones aren't getting it? I mean, that's
So I'm like, okay, so we're in a pandemic and health is related, and I don't hear any news. Maybe there is money going to healthcare or whatever, but I don't hear anything of it.
That's why I want receipts, because it's like, okay, everybody we should all, you're right, we should all get universal health care. And I think everyone kind of agrees on that, because it's like, why should...
It polls really well, by the way, both parties.
Everyone should get that, right? But then it's like, how much do you... I think the debate is like, how much do you trust the government to actually give us proper health care? Because we did it with the schools and the DMV, and it's all fucked up.
Yeah.
So like, where's that money going? We don't know, because we don't get receipts. It could be going anywhere. We don't know.
I'm glad you asked that, because Medicare actually, according to polling of people who use it, is one of the highest rated things like in the country. So
they like using
Medicare. So that's why
I liked using Medi-Cal when I had it.
the Medicare for All plan, I think, is the sickest of anything I've heard proposed when it comes to universal health care.
I think we should have a system of two, right? So like basic, like doctor visits, all the checkups, all the things that we need, like if we get a flu or cold or all those things, doctor visits, that should be covered. Anything on top of that, specialized, privatized things is okay if you want expedited, if you want...
You just pay the extra.
Like the rapid test.
I feel like that's what drives a good incentive for our, top brightest doctors to be in America, to like, work on these special brain diseases that only 100 people have or whatever. And that's why everyone comes here to get those type of specialized treated things. And so like we do have great healthcare if you can afford it. But these outrageous prices, like you break your leg and then you have to go to the hospital and then the ambulance charges you 10 grand for the ride. That's some fucked up shit.
Or how about just people being terrified to use our healthcare system because they know they're going to get a huge fucking bill.
Exactly.
So how many, like our the birth quality of like the amount of infants that die,
The mortality rate of
the
babies.
mortality rate for babies has gone up because
And
of that.
mothers.
Right, because of that. Because people are like, well, I'm not going to go do all the prenatal care and all this stuff, like
Because it costs too much.
costs too much. So then by the time that they're in the hospital actually delivering, or not in the hospital delivering, they're in a really precarious situation. So there are huge costs that already exist that don't get tallied when we talk about healthcare at all.
It's really sad.
So sad. But, good thing we have politicians who are really going to ram this thing through. Yeah.